Time now for an in-depth look at the market news this afternoon, and for that I'm joined on the line by Dr. Jun-sok, professor of economics at the Catholic University of Korea. Professor Yang, good afternoon. Thanks for coming on today.
Happy to be here.
Well, U.S. stocks are about to close out one of their worst starts to the year since 1970. In the first 6 months of this year, at this point, S&P is off almost 18%. It's also been really bad for bonds as well. The S&P closed with a 3% gain on Friday, up 6% for the week, though. Where do we stand in the global markets as we start a new week?
Okay, as you said, it was a lousy year so far, but last week it was an amazingly good week. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ has been rising all last week, and no one's quite sure what's the reason, but the increase was broad-based in all industries. Friday, Dow went up by 2.7%, S&P by 3.1%, NASDAQ by 3.3%, and for the week, Dow rose by 5.4%, S&P by 3.1%, and NASDAQ by 3.3. So it's not quite sure what is causing the increase, but for Monday, the market, when it opens, it's expected to go up. The futures are up. And some of the most popular interpretation why the market went up last week was, first, adjustment went too far in the previous week. Right after the giant step by the Fed, the market sold too much, so it's rising back up again. Second, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index inflation expectation was revised slightly downward. 10-year expectation for inflation fell from 3.3% to 3.1%. So the people who took the survey expect inflation to be very bad this year and perhaps next year, but it will return to trend, and that allows the Fed to perhaps weaken its stance a little bit on raising interest rates, and that may be making the market a bit less nervous. Another reason is that this is sort of paradoxical, contrary to other reasons, but because the Fed is now finally taking inflation so seriously, even though it means faster and higher hike in interest rates in the short run and higher possibility of stagflation also in the short run, it may mean lower inflation in the long run. That's one reason that the analysts put up. But still, firms are revising this year's profits downward. Research organizations, including IMF, are revising U.S. growth rates downward as well. And there's mounting evidence that consumption is falling. And the U.S. economy, there is some signs that indicate that the economy is slowing down. And as sometimes you see in the last few years, bad news may sometimes mean good news for the stock markets because that means the Fed may hold off on raising interest rates. The year-to-date Dow is down 13.9%, S&P is down 18.5%, NASDAQ is down 26.7%. The European stocks, they followed the U.S. trend up on Friday. Asian stocks today, they seem to be optimistic as well. Nikkei, Shanghai, and Hang Seng all rose. And as you noted in the last story, Russia defaulted in their loans, but markets are not really taking notice.
Well, Korean stocks today, too, recovered somewhat, a gain of about 1.5%, putting the KOSPI back above 2,400 points. Gains for the big companies, not Samsung Biologics, though. The tech-heavy KOSDAQ up by more than 2.5%. Tell us about the domestic market, Professor.
Okay, well, even though the Korean market had a very good day today, it seems that for the last month it did not do very well. Korea Investment and Securities Company had a report saying that in the last month, KOSDAQ had the biggest losses among 43 major stock indices of minus 14.2%. KOSPI was the fourth largest loss with 10.29%. And the reason, at least from the report, it says that Korean stock purchases are often financed by debt, and the interest rate is cutting off speculation and purchases. And then, secondly, foreigners are selling off Korean stocks. That's contributing to the market losses in Korea. Now, today, Korea did share the optimism in the U.S. and European markets. The Korean KOSPI ended today up 1.49%. ended at 2,401.92. Year to date, though, they're down 19.6%. KOSDAQ, it ended today up 2.71%, ended at 770.60. Year to date, they're down 25.8%. For KOSPI, foreigners bought, but individuals and institutions sold. For KOSDAQ, individuals bought, but institutions and foreigners sold.
Got it. All right, Professor, we're going to have to wrap it up there today. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insights with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.